Hi, everyone. Pardon the informal setting. I just want to talk a little bit so you can get a sense of what I'm about, how I present myself, my experience. I've been challenged with pretty severe mental illness on and off, mostly on up until fairly recently, since about age 7, about over 40 years ago. And I want to talk today about a few specific things. The idea of the avoidance of conflict, okay? And how this relates specifically to cognitive behavior therapy as it relates to pure obsessional OCD. And then in a more general sense, okay? And, none of this is from a book. It's not something I learned. I'm not doing my dissertation. This all comes from my real life experience. This is not out of a book. This is out of my life. And I have been through everything that one can go through in mental illness. I have been through all of it. So let's start with 40 years ago. I'm sitting on my grandma's couch in Queens. And I'm drinking a glass of water, okay, out of a glass. That's important. It wasn't plastic. And I thought to myself, should I bite this glass? Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm not sure. And the idea going on in my mind at this point was, there's a weakness in me, okay? If I don't get this right, if I don't do it or not do it, there's a weakness in me. And this weakness is going to open me up to suffering, and I don't want to suffer. So I began a profoundly complicated, complex war. Okay. Now, the specifics of understanding exactly all of this in relationship to biting a cup is not that important. Okay. Now, I chose to bite the cup, and I had a mouth-shaped piece of glass in my mouth. I spit it out. I didn't get cut, but here's if I could tell my little self what I know now, mostly through cognitive behavior therapy for this pure obsessional, is this. Make a choice, okay? Let's choose not to bite the glass. In doing so, in my mind, I am now at risk because I am not resolving an unresolved problem. I'm taking a risk, okay? That could lead to weakness, which could lead to suffering. I'm taking the risk. I'm taking the chance. So the point here, that's the cognitive behavioral aspect of it. But the point here is about the avoidance of conflict, okay? You make a choice, and you're not sure if it's the right choice. And then you have to embrace the fear of what's going to happen, okay? And that's okay. Remember, this is important. In Empire Strikes Back, when Luke is fighting Darth Vader doesn't say to Luke, "You have conquered your fear." He says, "You are controlling your fear." That's the key, okay? There's nothing wrong with being afraid, feeling afraid, okay? The key is to avoid conflict within your mind and within your soul. Make a choice, even if it's the wrong choice that could lead to doom. Make it, stick with it, and embrace that, okay? Let's take this now to a more modern situation, okay? My son has severe autism, okay? And, that is a problem. I'm not going to lie here. This is not a zero-sum game. It's a big deal, okay? But I remember when my son was born and everything was okay, little did we know, I said to myself, this is my reward for suffering. My son is okay. Then my wife was diagnosed with cancer. She's okay. And my son was diagnosed with autism. Well, as you can imagine, I was the angriest, bitterest person on the planet. And what I say to myself now is, you know what? You have every right to be that way. This wasn't supposed to happen. Okay? It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. The problem wasn't really the autism. The problem was my conflict about the autism. The war shouldn't happen, can't happen, must happen. I must fix it. I must not fix it. I can't fix it. You can't do that. Life is hard enough without you going to war. Okay? And it involves embracing pain. It involves embracing fear. This is the key. Not fighting, not running, not engaging in conflict is the key. It isn't solving the problem. I can't solve any problems of any kind. That's okay. That's the point. Okay? That's the point. So, in summary, basically what I want to say is that don't fight. We feel as people that we need to fight to survive. And out in the jungle, the animals, that's true. It's a war. Okay? And we have to do the best we can as people not to take that war into here. Life is hard enough without this war, okay? So a little phrase I came up with when things were extremely bad about 7 years ago was surrender to survive. Don't engage in the conflict. Don't fight to survive. Surrender to survive, okay? There's a lot of joy in life. There really is. But there's also a lot of pain, okay? And there's basically two options when it comes to pain. A lot of pain or an intolerable amount of pain. Pick the first one. This is the best we can do. But that's okay. Because when you avoid conflict, you then allow the good stuff to come in. When you're in conflict, the good stuff can't come in. If you go to war with yourself, by definition, you're going to lose. Don't do that. Life is hard enough. Thank you.